It's cheap relatively because the dollar is considerably more powerful than the Central African franc. That's what they use out there in both countries and in Gabon as well. So the whole mission they'll be using the same money because they have like a sort of like a European Union. Like they have Europe have the euro in most European nations. In Central Africa, they have the Central African franc. So they also have that in like West Africa and like Eastern Africa. They have like their own little separate unions of banks that have joined together. But it's not a very powerful currency. Depending on the city, you'll get more or less. In Congo, you get the most because things are more expensive because they don't produce a lot of their own food and stuff. So have it shipped in from Cameroon, actually, which feeds a lot of Africa because there's a lot of food in Cameroon. So in Cameroon, you get a little less money because you don't need as much because things are cheaper. We once bought 8 mangoes that were the size of softballs for 100 francs, which is 20 cents. So, taxis, your main mode of transport, they start costing 250 francs, depending on the city as well, because some are kind of like one's like a public bus in Cameroon where they stop and pick people up and keep going. But in Congo, it's more like a taxi as you think about it. Like in New York, you get in, tell him the destination, he drives you there, just you. And so those ones are more expensive. Those ones range from 15,000 to it starts at 1,000 and just goes up from there. Like the further away it is, the more it costs. That's the same in Cameroon as well. It starts at 250 per person, and if it's further away, then it's 300 francs, 400 francs, 500 francs. Just for a conversion factor, 500 francs equals $1, roughly. So a bread, like a baguette, that's like that big, costs like 100 francs. There's bigger baguettes for more. If you want like a bottle of water, that costs for anywhere from 300 francs to 500 francs, depending if you get the one that's the local company or the French company. But things like a pack of dried spaghetti will cost you like 300 francs. Vegetables are pretty cheap in like Cameroon. Like you can get like a stack of tomatoes, like 5 tomatoes for like 200 francs. Whereas in Congo, a stack of 5 tomatoes is like 2,000 francs. They're a lot smaller and less good. So food's pretty cheap. They'll try to rip you off. Like that's just anywhere you go. If you go to the food market, if you go to like buy a soccer jersey, if you go to like buy a new battery charger for your camera, they'll try to rip you off because you're white and they think you have money. Whether or not you have a lot of money is irrelevant. But people, unlike here, are open to negotiation. So if you think something's too much, you propose a different price. And I guarantee your trainer or whatever, he'll know how to work it. So that way you can practice and get better. Some people are better than others, but you can always get the price to go down with really anything, especially things that are like, if you're trying to buy souvenirs, like a sculpture. Like when I went there, I was going to go buy a wedding gift for a friend of mine who was getting married shortly after I returned home. So a nice wooden carved thing like this big. And the starting price he gave me was the good price of 75,000, which was ridiculous. So after I argued with this guy for like 15 minutes, I got it down to 5,000 francs, which is the equivalent of $10. So it's not worth that. So be careful with souvenirs. Be careful getting ripped off. At markets, they're usually pretty good, but usually they might still try to, squeeze a little bit more out of you. So just be cautious and offer a lower price always, and they'll respect you for that too. They'll say things after you beat them and you get your price. They're like, yeah, you're a real Cameroonian, you're a real Congolese. It's like, yeah. So they'll respect you for that.